Have you ever finished a meal feeling bloated, heavy, or uncomfortable, and wondered why it keeps happening, even when you're eating the same foods you've always eaten? Many people over 60 assume these digestive issues are just a natural part of aging. But what if the problem isn't what you're eating, it's how you're eating? As we get older, our digestive system naturally becomes more sensitive. The stomach produces fewer enzymes, food moves more slowly through the gut, and our ability to process meals efficiently begins to decline. This leads to common problems like indigestion, gas, acid reflux, or irregular bowel movements. And while many seniors turn to medications or restrictive diets for help, they often overlook one simple, powerful habit that can make a huge difference: eating slowly and chewing thoroughly. In this video, we're going to explore the surprising impact that this one small change can have on your digestion, your comfort, and your overall well-being. You'll learn why rushing through your meals, talking too much while eating, or swallowing large bites could be the hidden reason you're feeling uncomfortable. More importantly, you'll discover how just a few mindful changes at the table can help restore balance to your digestive system and leave you feeling lighter, clearer, and more energized after every meal. So if you've been dealing with bloating, heartburn, or sluggish digestion, this video is for you. You don't need fancy supplements or complicated diets. You just need to slow down and give your body the time it needs to do what it's designed to do, naturally and effectively. I know you are a person who likes to watch videos quietly. If you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, now is a good time to do it because you are a kind person. If the video is helpful, press 1. If the video is not good enough or needs improvement, press 2. Thanks everyone. Now let's get started. Number 1. Why digestion slows down. After 60, when James turned 65, he began noticing something unusual. After meals, he often felt bloated, tired, or even slightly nauseous. Meals that once gave him energy now left him sluggish and uncomfortable. At first, he thought it might be a food allergy or just a heavier meal than usual. But over time, these symptoms became more frequent and harder to ignore. What James didn't realize was that he was experiencing a natural but often overlooked part of aging, the slowing down of the digestive system. As we age, almost every function in the body changes, including how we digest food. The digestive tract becomes less efficient due to a number of physiological shifts. For one, the muscles in the stomach and intestines begin to lose some of their strength and tone. These muscles are responsible for moving food smoothly through the digestive system, a process known as peristalsis. When this process slows down, food lingers longer in the stomach and intestines, leading to discomfort, bloating, gas, and a higher chance of constipation. Additionally, the body produces fewer digestive enzymes and less stomach acid as we get older. These enzymes and acids are critical for breaking down the proteins, fats, and carbohydrates we eat. Without them, the food we consume doesn't get digested as thoroughly or as quickly. Undigested food can ferment in the gut, causing unpleasant symptoms like gas and acid reflux. It also means that vital nutrients might not be absorbed as efficiently, which can impact overall energy levels and immune function. Another contributing factor is a common side effect of medications. Many seniors take prescriptions for blood pressure, pain, cholesterol, or other conditions, many of which can slow digestion even further. Combine that with a more sedentary lifestyle and the effects of long-term dietary habits, and it becomes clear why digestive discomfort becomes more common after age 60. But the important thing to understand is this: just because digestion slows down with age doesn't mean you're helpless. In fact, knowing what's happening gives you the power to support your body in new, smarter ways. That's where simple habits like eating more slowly and chewing thoroughly come in. These small changes can help compensate for the natural decline in digestive efficiency by giving your system more time and support to do its job. Think of it as teamwork, you and your body working together with a little extra patience and care. For people like James, this understanding was a breakthrough. Once he realized that his symptoms weren't random, but part of a bigger picture, he stopped blaming the food itself and started paying attention to how he was eating. Slowing down, chewing more, and giving his body time to respond after meals made a surprising difference. He began to feel lighter after eating, his energy returned, and the persistent bloating started to fade. So if you've been feeling uncomfortable after meals or noticing that your digestion isn't what it used to be, know that you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. The first step is awareness. The next step is action. And in the next part, we'll look at where digestion really begins. Not in the stomach, but in the mouth, and why chewing may be the most underestimated tool in your digestive health toolkit. Number 2, the role of chewing in digestion. For many years, Helen, a 70-year-old retired librarian from Illinois, prided herself on eating healthy. She chose vegetables over fried foods, avoided soda, and tried her best to prepare balanced meals. But despite her good choices, she still felt heavy and bloated after eating. Sometimes even a light lunch would leave her uncomfortable for hours. It wasn't until her nutritionist asked her one simple question, "How well do you chew your food?" that she realized the problem might not be what she was eating, but how she was eating it. Chewing is the first and one of the most critical steps in the entire digestive process, yet it's also the step most people overlook. Especially in a fast-paced world where meals are rushed, distractions are everywhere, and we've developed the habit of swallowing before the food is properly broken down. After age 60, when digestion naturally slows, the act of chewing becomes even more important, almost like a secret key to unlocking better gut health. When you chew your food thoroughly, you're doing more than just mechanically breaking it down. Chewing increases the surface area of the food particles, which allows digestive enzymes, especially those in your saliva, to start their work immediately. Saliva contains amylase, an enzyme that begins digesting carbohydrates before the food even reaches your stomach. If food is not chewed well, your stomach is forced to work much harder to compensate. And for seniors whose stomach acid and enzyme production are already reduced, this extra burden can lead to a chain reaction of problems. Bloating, gas, indigestion, and nutrient malabsorption. Poorly chewed food can also affect the intestines. Large chunks of food that reach the gut undigested may ferment, leading to increased gas and an imbalance in gut bacteria. Over time, this can lead to chronic digestive discomfort and even inflammation. It's not uncommon for people to assume they're developing a food intolerance, when in fact their gut is simply reacting to food that was never properly prepared in the mouth. Helen's story is a perfect example. Once she made a conscious effort to slow down at meal times and chew each bite at least 20 to 30 times, her digestive troubles began to ease. She found that by chewing thoroughly, she not only felt better after meals, but she also began to enjoy her food more. The flavors became more pronounced, and the act of eating felt less like a task and more like an experience. It also helped her naturally eat less, because chewing slowly gave her body the time to signal fullness. She stopped eating out of habit and started eating with awareness. This small change had big results. Helen no longer needed to rely on antacids after dinner. Her bloating and discomfort faded away, and unexpectedly, her energy levels improved as her body became more efficient at absorbing nutrients. What surprised her the most was how such a small act, something she had done every day of her life without thinking, had such a powerful impact when she gave it the attention it deserved. It's easy to dismiss chewing as automatic or unimportant, but it's truly the foundation of proper digestion. Especially for older adults, chewing thoroughly can mean the difference between discomfort and ease, between fatigue and vitality. It costs nothing, requires no equipment or special knowledge, and you can start practicing it right now. The next time you sit down to eat, try taking smaller bites. Pay attention to the texture of your food. Count your chews. Pause between bites. Let your mouth do what it was designed to do. In the next section, we'll look at another key benefit of eating slowly and chewing well, how it helps you avoid overeating and the post-meal discomfort that so many seniors experience. Because chewing isn't just good for digestion, it's also a natural way to help your body know when it's had enough. Number 3, eating slowly to prevent overeating and post-meal discomfort. Robert, a 72-year-old grandfather from North Carolina, had always been a fast eater. Years of working long hours and grabbing quick meals on the go turned eating into more of a task than an experience. Even in retirement, that habit stuck with him. He would finish his plate in under 10 minutes and often go back for seconds before anyone else at the table had even finished half their meal. He didn't realize there was a problem until he began feeling uncomfortably full after almost every meal. He would frequently experience heartburn, bloating, and a sluggish, heavy feeling that made him want to lie down immediately after eating. It wasn't until his doctor suggested he slow down at mealtime that Robert began to understand the real issue. His body was trying to catch up with his fork. The act of eating slowly is not just about manners or enjoying your food. It's deeply connected to how your body processes and responds to what you consume. One of the most important reasons for eating slowly is that it gives your brain time to receive signals from your stomach. When you begin eating, it takes about 20 minutes for the hormones in your gut to send a message to your brain that you are full. If you eat too quickly, you're likely to consume more food than your body actually needs before that signal ever reaches your brain. For seniors, whose digestion is already slower and more sensitive, this mismatch can lead to a whole range of problems, from acid reflux and indigestion to painful bloating and unnecessary weight gain. Eating slowly also allows the stomach to handle food more gradually. When you eat in a rush, your stomach is suddenly flooded with large volumes of food, forcing it to work harder and produce more acid to break it all down. This sudden workload can overwhelm the digestive system and lead to symptoms such as heartburn, gas, or a feeling of tightness in the abdomen. On the other hand, when you eat slowly and take smaller bites, your stomach has time to release the acids and enzymes needed at a manageable pace. The food mixes better, digests more thoroughly, and is less likely to cause discomfort after the meal. For Robert, learning to slow down wasn't easy at first. Old habits die hard, but he started by doing one simple thing: putting his fork down between each bite. He also made a point to chew each mouthful more carefully and wait a few seconds before going in for the next. Over time, those small changes added up. He began to notice he was eating less without trying, and he no longer felt painfully full after meals. His acid reflux episodes decreased, and, without confusion, it's a gift you can give yourself 3 times a day. So the next time you sit down to eat, take a breath before you begin. Focus on the moment. Chew slowly. Pause between bites. Your body isn't in a race, it's on a journey, and it deserves the time to enjoy it. In the next section, we'll look at another common habit that may be silently sabotaging your digestion without you realizing it: talking too much while eating. It's more than just a mealtime distraction. It could be adding air to your gut and discomfort to your day. Number 4, talking while eating, a hidden cause of bloating and discomfort. Marilyn, a warm and sociable 71-year-old from California, loved meal times with her family. Dinner was her favorite time of day. Everyone gathered around the table, sharing stories, laughing, and catching up. She was always the most talkative at the table, often speaking mid-bite, animatedly describing her day. But after meals, Marilyn often felt unusually bloated. Sometimes her stomach would feel tight, full of pressure, and she'd find herself burping more than usual. At first, she blamed the food, maybe the beans, the salad dressing, or the bread. But after ruling out several ingredients, her doctor suggested something she had never considered. Perhaps it wasn't the food itself, but the way she was eating it, specifically talking too much during meals. Talking while eating is a habit many of us don't think twice about, especially in cultures where food and conversation go hand in hand. But what most people don't realize is that speaking while chewing or swallowing can cause you to take in excess air, a phenomenon known as aerophagia. When you talk and eat at the same time, you're not just swallowing food, you're also swallowing air. And for older adults whose digestive systems are already more sensitive, that extra air can quickly lead to bloating, gassiness, belching, and even abdominal discomfort after meals. This doesn't mean you need to eat in silence or give up the joy of family dinners, but it does mean becoming more mindful of the timing of your conversation. Try chewing and swallowing before you begin speaking. Give yourself the space to fully enjoy your bite before joining the discussion. Taking turns between eating and speaking creates a calmer, more respectful rhythm at the table. and your digestive system will thank you for it. Marilyn was skeptical at first. Talking was part of who she was, and she couldn't imagine staying quiet during a meal, but she gave it a try. She started by focusing on simply chewing with her mouth closed and waiting until she'd finished a bite before speaking. She also began to pause more often, letting others lead the conversation while she enjoyed her food without interruption. Within a week, she noticed a difference. The bloating lessened, the tight feeling in her belly began to fade, and her post-meal comfort improved. Even more surprising, she found herself more relaxed during meals, less hurried, less distracted, more present. The act of mindful eating doesn't mean you have to give up connection or conversation. In fact, when you become more intentional about when and how you speak during meals, you often create a more peaceful environment for yourself and those around you. Digestion thrives when the body is in a calm, parasympathetic state, what many call the rest and digest mode. That means your nervous system can focus fully on breaking down food rather than being stimulated by rapid conversation or constant activity. For many older adults who already experience digestive challenges like gas, bloating, or indigestion, reducing air intake during meals can be a simple yet effective step toward lasting relief. It's easy to overlook, but often the smallest changes make the biggest difference. By paying attention to how you eat, not just what you eat, you can take real control over your digestive health. So next time you sit down to a meal, try slowing the rhythm. Take a bite, chew, swallow, then speak. Share your thoughts, your stories, your joy, but do it between bites. In the next section, we'll explore how this kind of intentional, mindful eating is deeply connected to your brain and nervous system, and why creating a calm. Number 5. Mindful eating and the gut-brain connection. Ever since she entered her 70s, Lorraine, a retired teacher from Vermont, found that her digestion no longer worked the way it used to. Some days she felt fine, but other days after eating what seemed like a normal meal, she would feel heavy, sluggish, or even anxious for no clear reason. She tried changing her diet, cutting out dairy, then gluten, even skipping meals. Nothing seemed to help consistently. It wasn't until a friend invited her to a meditation class that she stumbled upon a concept that changed her relationship with food: mindful eating. That class not only taught her how to breathe and stay calm, it also introduced her to the powerful link between digestion and the nervous system, often referred to as the gut-brain connection. Most people think digestion is just a mechanical process. Food goes in, the body breaks it down, and nutrients get absorbed. But the truth is much more complex. Your digestive system is deeply influenced by your emotional and mental state. Have you ever noticed that when you're stressed, your stomach feels tight, or you lose your appetite? That's not just in your head, it's your nervous system at work. The gut and brain are connected by the vagus nerve, a long and powerful nerve that acts like a two-way communication highway between your digestive system and your brain. This system is incredibly sensitive, and after age 60, it becomes even more reactive to how we eat, not just what we eat. When you eat in a calm, focused state, your parasympathetic nervous system, known as the rest and digest mode, takes over. This helps your stomach produce the acid and enzymes it needs to break down food effectively. It also allows your intestinal muscles to contract smoothly, moving food through the system in a gentle, healthy rhythm. On the other hand, when you eat while distracted, rushed, or emotionally stressed, your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight mode, kicks in. This pulls resources away from digestion, making it harder for your body to process what you're eating, and often resulting in indigestion, bloating, or even nausea. Lorraine realized she had been eating in a state of distraction for years. Meals in front of the television, quick bites while reading emails, or finishing dinner while already worrying about what she needed to do next. She rarely sat down to simply eat and enjoy her food. Once she began practicing mindful eating, everything started to shift. She made it a habit to sit at the table without screens, take 3 deep breaths before every meal, and actually pay attention to the taste and texture of each bite. The result? Her digestion improved noticeably within weeks. The bloating subsided, her meals felt more satisfying, and she began to feel calmer. not just during meals but throughout her day. What's remarkable is that mindful eating doesn't require any special equipment or strict rules. It's about bringing awareness and intention to the table, turning off distractions, chewing slowly, breathing deeply, giving your body a moment to catch up with your mind. This simple act of slowing down and focusing on your meal can shift your body into the optimal state for digestion, absorption, and nourishment. For older adults especially, mindful eating can be a powerful way to support both gut health and cognitive function. The gut-brain connection means that the more you take care of your digestion, the more support you give to your mood, memory, and mental clarity. Many seniors who struggle with mild anxiety, foggy thinking, or fatigue don't realize that their eating environment and mindset could be playing a big role in how they feel. So ask yourself, when was the last time you truly paid attention to your food while eating? Not just the flavor, but the entire experience. How it feels, how you chew, how your body responds. By bringing mindfulness to the table, you're not just feeding your body, you're nurturing your nervous system, calming your brain, and creating the best possible conditions for digestion to thrive. In the next section, we'll hear stories from other seniors who began slowing down their meals and chewing more carefully, and how these simple shifts led to big changes in their energy, comfort, and quality of life. Because sometimes the answers we've been looking for aren't in the medicine cabinet. They're right on our plate, waiting for us to slow down and notice. Number 6, real stories from seniors who slowed down and changed their health. Sometimes the most convincing proof isn't found in science or research, but in the real, lived experiences of everyday people. That's exactly what happened when several seniors across the country began making one simple change to their routine. They slowed down while eating. No fancy diets, no medications. Just a conscious effort to chew more, eat more slowly, and be fully present at the table. And the results? Remarkable improvements in digestion, comfort, and even emotional well-being. Take Margaret, 74, from Ohio. For years, Margaret dealt with post-meal bloating and the uncomfortable sensation of food sitting in her stomach. She tried eliminating dairy, cutting down on carbs, and taking over-the-counter antacids, but nothing worked consistently. Then one afternoon, her daughter suggested she try eating more slowly and chewing each bite thoroughly. Skeptical but open, Margaret started with small changes, putting her fork down between bites, counting to 10 before swallowing, and setting aside 20 minutes for each meal without distractions. Within a week, she noticed her bloating had decreased significantly. By the end of the month, she no longer needed antacids after dinner and felt much lighter and more energized after every meal. Then there's Harold, 76, a former bus driver from Arizona. Harold had always eaten quickly. Decades of quick lunches on the road left him with a habit of finishing meals in record time. After retirement, he continued to eat the same way, but now he felt tired and sluggish after almost every meal. His wife, an avid reader of health articles, asked him to try a 30-day challenge. Chew each bite at least 20 times and make each meal last at least 15 minutes. Harold wasn't excited about the idea, but he agreed. To his surprise, by week 2, he was feeling better than he had in years. He was eating less, feeling full sooner, and no longer falling into a food coma after lunch. The simple act of slowing down helped him naturally reset his portions and avoid overeating without any restrictive dieting. Eleanor, 69, from New York, had a different kind of story. She had long associated mealtime with loneliness, often eating while watching TV or scrolling through her phone. Her digestion had suffered for years. Irregularity, gas, and uncomfortable cramping were part of her daily routine. When she learned about mindful eating and the connection between stress and digestion, she decided to try something new. She turned off all screens during meals, lit a candle, and played soft music in the background. She made her meals feel calm and intentional. By focusing on each bite, chewing slowly, and taking time to enjoy her food, Eleanor not only improved her digestion, but also found a deeper sense of peace around eating. Meals became moments of comfort rather than mindless distraction, and her body responded with more ease and less discomfort. These stories might sound simple, But that's the beauty of them. No one made drastic changes. No one took supplements or enrolled in complex programs. Each person simply gave their body a little more time, a little more attention, and a little more kindness during meals. And in return, their bodies responded with better digestion, more energy, and less stress. These real-life experiences remind us that the wisdom we need is often already within us. We just need to slow down enough to hear what our bodies are telling us. Eating slowly, chewing thoroughly, and being mindful during meals may sound too simple to work. But for many seniors, it has been the turning point in reclaiming comfort, balance, and control over their health. In the next section, we'll break down exactly how you can build this habit into your daily routine. We'll look at practical, easy-to-follow tips that can help you turn mindful eating into a way of life, not just for better digestion, but for a better quality of life in every sense. Because sometimes it's the little things that make the biggest difference. Number 7, practical tips to build the habit of slow, mindful eating. After learning about the benefits of eating slowly and chewing thoroughly, many seniors feel motivated to change, but then find it surprisingly difficult to break old habits. That's completely normal. If you've spent decades eating quickly, multitasking during meals, or rushing through breakfast just to move on with your day, slowing down may feel strange at first. But with a few gentle, practical tips, you can gradually shift your mealtime routine and experience real, lasting benefits for your digestion, your comfort, and your overall well-being. Let's start with a simple but powerful tip. Set a timer. One of the easiest ways to build the habit of eating slowly is to set a timer for at least 20 minutes during your meals. Most people finish eating in under 10 minutes without even realizing it. Stretching meal time to 20 minutes encourages you to slow down, chew more, and give your body time to register fullness. You don't need to stare at the clock, just be aware. Enjoy the food, pause between bites, and let your meal unfold at a gentle pace. Another practical tool is to put your fork or spoon down between each bite. This simple action naturally slows your rhythm and gives you a chance to finish chewing before going for the next mouthful. It also gives your stomach a break and allows your brain time to catch up with how much you've eaten. Many seniors find this tip surprisingly helpful, especially if they've struggled with overeating or post-meal discomfort. Counting your chews is another method that can train your mind and body to slow down. Aim for 20 to 30 chews per bite, depending on the texture of the food. It might feel awkward at first, but you'll notice something interesting. The more you chew, the more flavor you experience. You'll start tasting food more deeply, sweet, savory, earthy, crunchy, and eating will become a more enjoyable, mindful experience. You may even find that you're satisfied with smaller portions, simply because your body has had the chance to signal fullness. Creating a calm environment around your meals is also essential. Turn off the television. Set aside your phone or tablet. Eliminate background noise or distractions when possible. You don't need silence, but a peaceful space helps your nervous system shift into rest and digest mode. That state is where digestion works best. Light a candle, put on soft music, or simply sit by a window with natural light. These small rituals can transform the way your body responds to food. If you're someone who usually multitasks during meals, reading the newspaper, checking emails, or doing chores while eating, try dedicating mealtime to just one thing, nourishing your body. You might be surprised how much more satisfying and relaxing the experience becomes. Instead of viewing meals as something to get through, they become moments of calm and care in your day. Don't worry about doing everything perfectly. Change takes time. Maybe you start by slowing down dinner, then gradually apply the same habits to lunch and breakfast. Maybe you forget one day and return to old patterns. That's okay. What matters is your intention to return to slowness, to awareness, to giving your body what it truly needs. Many seniors find that once they make these small changes consistently, the benefits begin to build. Less bloating, fewer digestive issues, more satisfaction after meals, and even improved mood and energy. You're not just building a habit, you're building a better relationship with food and with your own body. As you reflect on these practical steps, consider which one feels easiest to start with. Maybe it's chewing more. Maybe it's turning off distractions. Maybe it's just pausing and taking a breath before the first bite. Any of these steps can be the beginning of a more mindful, more comfortable, and more joyful approach to eating. And now that we've explored why digestion slows after 60, the importance of chewing, the benefits of eating slowly, and how to build the habit into your life, it's time to bring everything together. In the final section, we'll revisit the heart of this message and share one encouraging truth. Improving your digestion doesn't have to be hard. It just has to be intentional. Conclusion: small habits, big changes for a healthier digestive life after 60. As we've explored throughout this journey, improving your digestion after age 60 doesn't require expensive supplements, strict diets, or complicated routines. Often, the most powerful change comes from one simple shift: slowing down and giving your body the time it needs to do what it was designed to do. Chewing thoroughly, eating slowly, avoiding conversation during bites, and creating a peaceful mealtime environment may seem like small actions, but for your digestive system, especially as it ages, these changes can be transformative. They help your body absorb nutrients more effectively, reduce discomfort, prevent overeating, and even improve how your brain and gut communicate with one another. The truth is, your body is still capable of working beautifully. It just needs your cooperation. And the best part? You don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle. Just start with one mindful meal, one quiet lunch, one moment of putting down your fork and savoring a bite. These moments add up, and over time, they reshape your relationship with food and your sense of well-being. So if you've been living with bloating, indigestion, or that heavy feeling after meals, take this as a gentle invitation to slow down. Your gut will thank you, your energy will return, and your days will feel a little lighter, a little calmer, and a whole lot more comfortable. Because sometimes the smallest habits lead to the biggest changes, and it's never too late to begin. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and haven't yet liked and subscribed, now is the perfect time to do so. It really helps our channel grow and reach more people who need this kind of helpful content. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you'll always know when a new video is up. Your support truly means the world to us. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.